So while everybody comes in, we'll just wait.
Yeah, I'm just start reading the story.
Okay. Hi, guys. Nobody's come on yet, but those of you who are watching the replay, we're going to hang out for a minute.
You get the sneak peek.
You get the sneak peek if you're watching the replay. We're going to hang out for a few minutes until some folks come in. And then we are going to, I'm getting my notification that I'm live.
Cool.
Yep. I'm getting the notification that I'm live. That's good. That means the notifications are going out, which is good. So we're going to hang out for a few minutes and see if anybody comes on and joins us live. It is Easter Sunday of Resurrection Sunday of 21. And so we are just going to hang out for a little bit. We've only been live for about a minute. So we'll see if anybody comes in. Oh, somebody come in.
All right.
Say hi when you come in so we know that you're here. So hello, whoever is here. Don't creep them out and run them off.
Too late.
Too late.
Well, I hope you guys are having a good Sunday.
Yeah.
It is 80 degrees here in the Flint Hills.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, beautiful.
This past week, it's rained up.
Time for morel hunting. Got to get out there and get the mushrooms
hunted. Look this week for them.
Yeah. Gary looked down in the bottom as we were coming across one of the creek bottoms and saw the red buds blooming, which means it's morel season. So it's time to get out there.
Hunting. Whoever's on here doesn't want to talk.
No, that's okay. They don't have to talk. They may be busy doing something else or have family and not have time to get away for a minute, and that's okay. So hello, and let us know what you've been doing this week and how you're doing. You doing all right?
I'm doing okay.
You're doing okay? But I'm doing okay.
Yep.
I'm ready to get in the garden. They gave us thumbs up, whoever it is. I'm ready to get in the garden. And our little garden, Gary's tilled me up a couple spots in it and getting ready. I hope tomorrow to be able to plant lettuce and radishes and some spinach and beets, and we'll see what I get planted tomorrow. Lori, hi Lori, happy Easter.
Yeah.
Happy Resurrection Sunday. So we are happy to be back. We've had a nice rest and we're getting back in the swing of things. And so we went last weekend to Branson, and so I'll have a video. I shot a little bit of what we did there, but not a lot. And so I'm going to put together a shorter video and probably just be a bunch of pictures with some music behind it, but just kind of see some of the things that we did while we were there. And we had a really good time. We stayed at a really nice Airbnb, and that was our first time to stay at an Airbnb, and we were so blessed. The names were Lisa and David, and they took such great care of us, and they were so kind. We really enjoyed it. It was an amazing
view of Table Rock Lake.
Yes.
Out the back door of our Airbnb.
Gorgeous.
Big nice patio. They sit way up on a hill and look way out over.
Beautiful.
See 20 miles and all across Table Rock.
Yeah, on their area, Table Rock. It was so pretty. And we really, really enjoyed it. So they were on the southwest end of Table Rock. And you could look out across that little finger of Table Rock. Because Table Rock, I don't know if you've looked at a map, it's like all over the place. And it's really, really, really nice. And things were just starting to green up. And they had some trees in bloom. But this week was supposed to be the peak week for the blooms. But with it being Easter weekend, we needed to be here. So, that's what we've been up to. We've been working in the greenhouse a lot, and Gary's been up potting things for me, and
And burning pasture.
Burning pasture. We burned Thursday, which, because the way God created the grasses here in Kansas and in most of the plains states, that grass needs to be burnt in order for the proper nutrients to be put back into the ground.
It also does a lot of weed control.
It does weed control as well, and controls the eastern red cedar invasion. That's the only way I can put that. And so you've got to pick your days, because we are in a dry area. This is a dry area.
The wind always blows.
And the wind always blows. So you just got to pick your days.
When the wind's blowing from the right direction,
yep,
it's easier for you to fight.
Yep. And so the neighbors to that have the northwest pasture catty corner from us, they came in and burned right before we went across the highway and burned the pasture to the west of us. That's directly west of us. And Gary's buddy rents that pasture. And so we helped him burn, and I got some footage of that, and so I'll get that edited this week as well. Oh, everybody's gone.
That's all right. Somebody will watch.
That's okay. That's okay. So yeah, we got all that done, and yeah, that's how that was. Just been doing that. Now it's today wouldn't be a bad day to burn, but it is Easter, and we're supposed to get some rain on Tuesday. So I really want to get stuff in the garden tomorrow. Some of my early stuff. We do have potatoes in, and we have some remnant lettuce. We have some stuff that overwintered, lettuce and kale and leeks. And my a little bit of my Swiss chard overwintered in the little garden and survived that bitter cold that we had. So that was really, really neat to see that stuff survive. And then the chickens, the gate fell down. The south wind blew the gate down on the little garden, and the chickens got in there and ate it all up. So we're gonna have to see what'll regrow. But some of it'll regrow. They didn't eat the leeks though. They didn't care for them. But yeah, so somebody, hi, whoever, it may be Lori still. She may have needed to pop off for a minute. Too. But yeah, so that's what we're up to, just doing the spring stuff, getting ready. Hopefully our friend will come and till my big garden tomorrow. We did go ahead and the northeast corner put in our potatoes. Since we do roost out method majority, we went ahead and put them on top of the ground and then put the hay on top of them. And so they're covered in hay, and hopefully we'll get that rain on Tuesday and they'll start popping in probably 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we'll put some more hay on them. So yeah, just normal garden things. There is a video of my herb garden and what's overwintered in it and what's coming out. Mostly it's stuff that's overwintered. The cilantro, would have sprouted before the winter time. That cilantro I seeded last fall, and it should be popping up and coming up on strong. And then we'll see what else reseeds itself. I was super excited about the sage. My sage, this is the second winter in a row that it survived the winter, and it typically will survive 1 winter, but not 2 in our area. So that was very exciting, especially with the bitter cold.
We had 20 below actual temperatures. We had wind chill of like 30, close to 30 below.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it did good.
It did really good. So we're super excited that. Now, rosemary does not overwinter. So I will have to start some rosemary seeds. I have some. I need to get them started in the greenhouse this week to get them outside. And I did start it I'm going to have to do a video of the greenhouse and show you what we've got going in there, give you some updates. And so I've got quite a bit of filming that I need to do, and that'll keep us busy for the next couple of weeks. But we're going to try to get back into the habit of our weekly, and so we're going to get back into that. And so we'll be live at 5 Central Time on Sunday evenings, and we're just going to do that. And
I'm going to read the resurrection story to you for a minute. In Luke chapter 24, it says, "But on the first day of the week, at early dawn, they came to the tomb, bringing the spices which they had prepared, and they found the stone rolled away from the tomb. But when they entered, they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. While they were perplexed about this, behold, two men suddenly stood near them in dazzling clothing. And as the women were terrified and bowed their faces to the ground, the men said to them, 'Why do you seek the living one among the dead? He is not here, but he is risen. Remember how he spoke to you while he was still in Galilee, saying that the Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men and be crucified, and the third day rise again.' And they remembered his words, and they returned from the tomb and reported all these things to the 11 and to all the rest. Now they were Mary Magdalene and Joanna and Mary, the mother of James, also the other women with them, telling these things to the apostles." I just wanted to read that today. That is central to what Cindy and I believe and to who we are, is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So we wanted to read that to you today. Hello, Ricky.
trying to get.
Good to see you. We're good.
We're doing good.
Good.
I'm trying to get over and tagging so that I can have a link. Are we going to the meetup? Well,
Which one?
we're going to for sure go to the one at Morris's, or
When's that one?
April 24th.
April 24th.
In
Missouri.
Carthage, Missouri. We're going to go to that one. The one in Oklahoma may be a hard one for us to get away for.
Tough time.
It is tough timing. We're going to be having a big push to get our guard. There's a lot of factors. So animals, for one, our cow will be close to her due date. So we will have to be watching her real good and see how that's going. And then also making sure we get our garden, finish up planting our garden. And since Gary works a lot, and by then my job will kick back up as coordinating the farmers market. That may be a stretch. We'll see, because that will be a day that I'll have to miss market, which would cut into our income. So we'll see. Not a great big cut into our income, but it is a cut. So we'll see what we can get done. Trying to get on. There we go. See if I can get on. Oh, I got to turn the sound off. And
Ricky, are you going to the meetup?
yeah.
Ricky, I haven't kept up with anybody on YouTube in a while. How'd your guard dogs that you were trying to integrate with each other, how'd that end up? Did they eat you?
Yeah, did your dogs eat you up, Ricky? Or did they eat each other? Because they were trying to get things worked out with themselves, but it was not looking pretty. We had two, and we had four, and now we're down to two. The Oklahoma one is the only one he knows about. Plan on going to that one. Okay, let me see if I can get a Facebook link to Morris's. See if I can do that. Some of this is kind of a new to me thing.
Kept separate.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that might be the best way to, because they they can get pretty vicious while they're trying to figure things out and establish hierarchy. And
Yeah, I took the boar pig that we had borrowed. I took him back home yesterday. They put him in a pen with another boar, and they had to kind of get their dominance established. And the other boar was a little smaller. He was like only 550, 600 pounds. And then Bob, of course, is 700 to 800 pounds. And when they went to pushing around on each other, man, there was some dirt flying. That was quite something.
Okay, here I got it, I think. This is the page. It's going to pop up here in just a second. That's going, and I probably should write that on there when I put that up, huh? Yeah, there it is. That is the link to the Facebook event for the meetup in Carthage, Missouri. I believe it's April 24th. Go back. Yes, April 24th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And it is a potluck. And so, yeah, and it's going to be at 1500 Richard. Or yeah. Anyway, you can go check that out. And see. So yeah, that's the lot. That's I've got live stuck on my brain. That is the link to that Facebook page event. So tell us what's going on with y'all. Yes, finals, Ricky. Totally understand. Yeah, finals for you guys. It's going to be hard to get away. So yeah. Is anybody starting anything in their garden? That's anybody that gardens, they're starting something, unless they're way north. And then they may be starting stuff in the greenhouse or in the house. Crickets.
Yep.
Crickets.
We're interesting tonight.
Yeah, we are. So, yeah. Maybe a recap for some of you guys, but we're growing grass really well here. We're gonna have to come in and mow the churchyard. It's getting pretty tall. And you know how it goes when you're in town. We don't live in town, but the church is on the edge of town, and the neighbor mowed. So that means if the neighbor mows, you have to mow, right? Keep up with it so that your grass doesn't look taller than theirs. But especially when there's no fence in between. And so there's not a fence between the church building yard and the next neighbor to the south. So I don't know. We may not be on very long tonight.
It's all right.
It's all right. It's busy. It's a busy Sunday.
And we haven't done this
and we haven't done it in a while. Yeah, nobody's expecting it.
We weren't expecting it.
We weren't either.
30 minutes ago.
Gary says, "Hey, you want to go live?" And I'm like, "Sure." So here we are. We run up here to the building and went live. We still have our evening chores to do. The cows are doing good. Pigs are doing good. Gary tells you about hauling Bob off, and we probably should have done a farewell video for Bob, and we didn't get it done. We've kind of gotten out of the league. Yes, Ricky, people are with their families for Easter, and that's okay because they can watch the recap if they want to catch up with us and see. And that was kind of what we thought. We could just shoot it anyway and folks catch the recap. So if you need to be with your family, please be with your family and not on here with us because you can catch up with us later. But yeah, we thank you guys for coming on with us and spending time with us. It is gorgeous. I know we already talked about this. It is so gorgeous. The trees are starting to bud out and get their blooms on them for the fruit trees. Ricky has not started his garden. Ricky at Narrowway has not started his garden, but you've bought the seeds. That's good. I think we have almost all of our seeds that we need for our garden.
We have more seeds than some of the stores we go into.
Yes, we do. We won't talk about that. We won't talk about the seed hoarder. But
we have to build a building just to store seeds in.
Well, they no longer fit in my box. Oh, thanks, Ricky and Brittany. Oh, Brittany, I see Brittany. Thank you, Brittany. I'm glad you like my short hair. I like my short hair too. And it's if we had known that the hair was making the pain worse in my neck, then they would have been gone a while ago. But I just thought I was getting old and I have some damage to my neck from different things. So we just thought that it was just, old age and what you have to live with when old Uncle Arthur comes to visit. So I just thought that's what it was. And while it was to a point, the hair was not helping. And even though I have thin hair, I cut 22 inches off my hair. 22. So that is a lot of hair, and it is gone. It's gone. Yeah, Brittany's. Yeah, Yeah, I have a sister that had super super thick hair and had to take hers off because of the headaches. Yep. So yeah, mine was not thick, just long, long, long. So that was. So we got Ricky and Brittany. So we. No, it's cool. Thanks, guys. I hope you're not taking time away from your family to be with us. Lori says, I'm afraid to cut mine short again. It might not grow out again.
Yeah, I worry about that too.
Oh, bless his heart.
That's what happened.
We know what happened there.
Yeah, I got a kid kept making me go, what? I wore it out.
Wore it off. No, yeah. So, yeah, mine was really, really long, like way down past my, it was towards the middle of my bottom. Now I'm not a real tall girl, so 22 inches was a lot of hair.
Anyway, I hope you guys have a good time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, have fun with at your mom's and enjoy your family. Enjoy your family. That's so fun. Our kids were working and moving, but yeah, some of them were working, some of them were moving. And so that was hard for them to come down from KC. So we'll try to get with them sometime this month, especially since my birthday's coming up.
We did a sunrise service and breakfast at a friend's house, and that had lots of people there this morning. It was amazing.
It was so nice. Lots of people, like 15 maybe, but it was all outside.
It was about 30 people.
Really? Yeah. I just can't count, but yeah.
And so it was good, and it was a good breakfast and a good service. And
Brittany says they get to sit through 3 lesson plans that Ricky and I have to present for them and record for our schooling. That's awesome. That's what family's for, to listen to your lesson plans. Lori's hair was to her waist, and then she cut it to shoulder length. Now it's about halfway to your waist. Cool. Yeah, it was, it had to go. It was time to go. It was pretty, but it was hard to keep out of things and just a mess. And I had to keep it braided at night or get wrapped around Gary's watch or his arm or something. And one of us rolled over it, pull it out. And it was a mess. 30 minutes of pretending to be second graders. That might be difficult.
Ricky, you're pretending to be a second grade? I bet that's not hard.
No, the in-laws or the parents.
Okay.
The parents. Oh, mercy. Gary would not have any problems with being a second grader.
If it was like I remember second grade, I'm just going to go sit out in the hall while the rest of the class does their thing, because that's where I was most of the second.
Oh, my gosh.
That was before the medication.
Oh, man, he was a mess. He still is a mess.
I was an amazing kid.
Uh-huh. I'm sure everybody was amazed. You have to have adults be your students.
You guys are getting close to done with all that, aren't you, Narrowway? Is this your last year, or you got one more?
Okay, bye, Narrowway.
See y'all.
Thanks for stopping in, y'all. Have fun with your family. So, Lori, it's just
Yeah.
yeah. Bye, Narrowway. I think I already told bye, but oh well. Kind of nervous.
Next spring we'll be done.
Next spring. Awesome. Awesome. One more year. You got it. You guys got it. You'll be doing good. You'll do good.
See y'all later.
So, yeah, see, holidays are times for family, and we got to I got to talk to my parents because today's their wedding anniversary. So I did. Oh, I didn't talk to both of them. I talked to my mom. My dad had gone to one of his cousin's house and was helping his cousin with something. And I'm sure that was very interesting to 70 something, late 70s men trying to do something. Although these are men that work every day. So they are in very, very good physical shape for their age. So yeah, I'm sure it was interesting. And I did get video, and I hope to share it of helping my dad move the drilling rig. So I got to spend a day visiting them over this past month, and Dad said, "Come on, girl, let's go." And so I helped him move the drilling rig, which was something I did a lot as a kid. Either rode with my granny or an uncle or somebody to follow him home, and then as a teenager would follow him. And so it was fun. It was close to home, close to their home, so get it going, and it was really fun to reminisce and to watch the big bulldozer pull him out because it had rained since they pulled onto that location, and so the drilling rig was stuck, and so we had a big um, bulldozer pull him out, and so that was really neat to see too. So the drilling rig was sunk so low, the support on the front that picks it up, that was almost on the ground. That was how sunk it was. Those things are heavy. Those drilling rigs are super heavy. And that's a smaller rig than his last one. So I think it's even smaller than my granddad's. Anyway, so
Was it just on like a 2-ton or something?
no, it's on a big. It's got the front and then the two on the back. It's got two axles on the back.
Yeah, going to the farm.
Yeah.
Highlighted my weekend.
Yeah.
Kid, yeah.
Well, and my dad has donkeys, and so they come out and bray at the front door every day. I got some video whenever my mom was in the hospital year before last, and yeah, year before last. It was a whole year last December, before COVID, before the virus, and she had her second amputation, was in the hospital, and the donkey came and knocked on the door and woke me up. Yeah. Jack, but he doesn't do that anymore. But he does bray really, really loud, wanting my dad to come out and feed him.
Yeah, Lori, they're selling my grandpa's farm.
Yes, that.
Yeah, it's what needs to happen.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of, you know, seeing that go is kind of a little sad.
Yeah.
It's definitely what needs to happen. It's good for Grandma.
Yeah.
Grandpa's been gone a while.
Yeah, Grandpa's been gone several years.
Grandma's living with my uncle now.
And none of us live real close.
No, nobody lives close. Neighbor that had been renting it since we moved away from there and quit using the grass. Mm-hmm. The neighbor had been renting it. I think he bought the ground. Somebody else is buying the house and in the garage.
Yeah. So, Grandpa had forethought years ago and had this deed separated so that the land's separate from the house. The house has about 1.5 acres with it.
He bought it like that.
Did he buy it like that?
He bought it in several little pieces.
But the bottom is in one.
Right,
deed.
right.
He had him redone.
All those houses around there. Okay. He had owned all them at one time or another. And he kept the ground off of them and sold the house.
Right. But then did he have to have one deed to consolidate them?
When he did all that. When he changed them from the deed connected to the houses.
Okay, gotcha. But then he kept their house separate too.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, that is a sad. I mean, that's hard. Grandma and Grandpa are very pivotal for us. I mean, they helped us through a lot. A lot. They helped us grow up, and they helped us raise our kids, and it just, yeah, because we lived like 6, 7 miles from them
At one time.
at one time for 5 years, and Gary was really sick through a lot of that, and through us working, and they would help take care of the kids and get them back and forth to ball practices and school and stuff. And then we went to Wyoming. So yeah, but Grandma is good. She's living with right now. She's with Gary's uncle, and she's blessed to be able to be with her children and enjoy that time with them. And that's kind of. Um, oh, bye, Lori. Yes, go say goodbye to your family, Lori, and thanks for joining us today. Yeah, yeah, we had a nice restful break. We're back and getting in the swing of gardening and stuff.
Well, we got some more people. In
We
here now.
do have more people now. So what have you guys got going on? Tell us what's going on in your lives.
We were talking today about how we're going to try to. One of the things we're going to try to do this year more of is drying things to use for teas all year
Yes.
long.
Yeah.
And so lots of dandelions bloom right now. We're going
Mhm.
to keep some of those blooms and try to dry them for tea. I think you're going to make some other things out of some of it too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna try to make some dandelion jelly and maybe some salve. We'll see. We'll see. Time is a big thing for me.
And then we're going to keep some redbud blossoms
Yes.
and hydrate them for teas.
Yeah.
And there's some other things that we're going to try to keep for teas this year.
Blackberries. I want to dry some blackberries for tea.
I'm going to keep some blackberry
Lilies for
too.
tea. Yeah. And then we'll also have the elderberries coming on for teas, and as always, the roots for the dandelion roots.
Yeah.
Although we'll have to dig them later in the year whenever they're done blooming. And dry that for tea. Gary likes the dandelion tea.
Yeah, coffee.
Coffee?
Made out of the roots.
Yeah, made out of the roots.
We roast it, so that makes it coffee.
Okay, gotcha. So there's something I didn't know. If it's roasted, it's coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I think there are some teas that they probably use some roasted dandelion roots in, but typically that's what makes something coffee. Is it's roasted. That's why, like, you see that. Trying to remember, there used to be a tea substitute you could buy that was roasted grain.
Roasted grain.
Like they barley and oats and wheat, and they roast it, and then you make it like coffee. I can't remember the brand name of that was sold at one time.
That's neat, though.
Yeah, but that was an old pioneer thing too. They would roast anything, corn or whatever they get their hold of, and it'd make kind of a coffee-like substitute. Roast acorns or peanuts or whatever, and do the same thing with that too. Just
to substitute, so that they would have something for coffee.
Yeah, so it doesn't have the caffeine in it or anything.
Right.
It is a hot drink.
Right, and sometimes a hot drink could be a big difference in your comfort if you're cold.
For me, it's a hot drink that holds cream and honey, so
it's more about the cream and honey.
Yeah. I have been known to just put hot water and honey and cream in a cup too.
That ginger tea you've been making us is really good.
So I've been making a ginger tea, and I actually think I heard Morris's mention that, and that's where I picked it up. But I just put a little honey in the bottom of my coffee cup, 3 or 4 sprinkles of ginger, hot water on it, and makes an amazing tea.
Great tea.
And it's real calming. It kind of settles your stomach. It's a real good tea to drink in the evening as you're trying to wind down. And I think you could drink it to wake up too. I mean, it's got that ginger spice to it. So, but it's really good for your stomach and everything. It kind of helps settle my nerves in the evening and get me ready to wind down.
I've been trying to grow ginger. I put some of those little lobes or knobs or whatever you call them of ginger in a pot in the house, and have been keeping it watered, trying to get it to grow. And I don't know if it's just not going to grow for me or what, but I'd like to grow my own ginger. I've been seeing some really neat ginger plants in people's houses. So, and then there's somebody that grows it in a greenhouse. I cannot remember which channel I was watching and saw a video of the ginger growing in their greenhouse. It was pretty neat.
I heard somewhere that M.I. Gardner is growing coffee in his greenhouse.
That's cool.
He's growing his own coffee. He's actually grown enough now that he's made his own coffee with it.
That's cool.
I don't think he's made it where he can like sell it or
Right,
anything.
right.
Just some that he is
Yeah.
consuming personally. That's pretty neat.
That'd be fun, especially since we like to grow so much.
Yeah, and that takes pretty serious
Yeah.
greenhouse.
Yeah.
It has to have one that you can keep well heated all winter.
Well, and your pH and stuff, your levels in your ground would have to be right.
I'm sure.
Sure, there's lots of amending you would have to do to have everything just right there to do that.
I heard a guy at Baker Creek say that you can grow anything anywhere. You just have to adjust the soil and the environment. So with the greenhouse and the right soil adjustment, you can grow anything anywhere. There's some places that I'm guessing that some things you'd have to keep it cooler instead of hotter, like growing cabbages and brassicas in extreme hot areas.
Right.
I'm guessing you'll have to try to keep it cooler, more shaded or something. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I did not get our cabbage plants started, so we're going to have to grow them in the fall. We still have quite a bit canned left from last year. So we'll have that. Oh, Gary needs a nap. He's been up a long time. He gets up early in the morning. But so the cabbage, but we're still going to grow our kale and our collard greens and our Swiss chard. I did can some of the Swiss chard last year, like spinach, and we've eaten a little bit of that, and it was really, really good. But I still have a few jars of that as well. And yeah, 37 minutes in.
We'll make us a quiche out of some of that.
Yes, quiche would be good. We got all the eggs we want.
For breakfast.
Yeah.
I saw some Italian sausage.
Yes, there is some Italian sausage. I need to, yeah. So it is time for me. We're getting ready to have some pigs and a cow butchered. So I'm going to need to start cleaning out freezers.
And it sounds like I have an extra pig I didn't know I had to sell. So if somebody needs a butcher hog and doesn't mind driving to Southeast Kansas to pick it up,
yeah,
let me know.
And Roger, your hog will be ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be letting you know.
Yeah, we'll be letting you know. It'll take a week or so
after going to the processor April 16th.
April 16th, and so it'll be
a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Somebody new bought the processor. We're not sure how they're going to do things, but it usually takes 10 days to cure hams and bacon.
Yeah.
Roger, we will make sure that they get your information and get your cut order from you. They will call you. That's the way they usually do that. We'll give them your phone number and they'll call you. So, and Roger probably wasn't listening to that.
No, he'll watch the replay. Yeah, he and Lori usually watch it later.
Yeah.
So, or Julie, I'm sorry. I have Lori on the brain. Julie, I'm sorry, Julie. Yep. Well, we've been on 39 minutes. I've been watching the clock, and we are enjoying the birds singing and the frogs. You can hear the frogs in the evening time. Spring is my favorite time of year, and I've been like this year I had hyacinths bloom and tulips bloom, and now my little the little bitty tiny hyacinths, right? I don't know, the little ones. It's not
the Liriope.
It's I don't know if it's Liriope. It looks bigger. But I bought it several years ago and I put it at the front of the trailer house where it's shaded. So it's always late. I need to move it because that clay soil holds too much water right there.
I need to put it in the rocks and raise all that.
Yeah.
So it rains.
Yeah. 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 I'm going to have to replant my rhubarb. I put it there. Tons of garlic. If you didn't see, my herb garden is being overrun with garlic. So we're going to thin some of that and dehydrate it for garlic powder.
Yep.
And I may take some to the farmer's market. People like the green garlic like that. It's really good.
It is good.
It's very good.
You saute it in a little butter and mix some
Mhm.
eggs on it or something.
Mhm.
It's really good.
It's really good. So,
It also, if you're frying some mushrooms and chop
Mhm.
that green garlic up in the mushrooms, that's really good too.
it's good. It's really good. So, we'll,
Hopefully in a week or so we'll have some morels to cook like that.
yes, morale. So excited.
I saw a morel recipe the other day that I'm gonna have to try if we get some when we get some morels.
when.
That they took and they chopped up green onions or chives or something and bacon
Ooh.
and maybe jalapenos, I can't remember, and mixed that into cream cheese. And then they cut the morels in half, stuffed them, and baked them in the oven.
Oh wow! I've seen where they piped it in.
Yeah, that might have been what it
Yeah,
was.
piped them in and then dipped them in egg in a batter. They dipped them in a batter and then
fried
deep
them.
fat fried them.
Maybe that's what I saw, and they cut that in half so you could see the
Yeah.
inside of it.
But some people bake them and do all kinds of things with them. So any of that would be good. Yeah, that would be good. Um, trying to think of any updates. So we talked about Bob. We've talked about the greenhouse doing really well, and
We talked about pigs.
talked about pigs.
Our big mama, or little mama, our pig, our sow.
Yeah,
She's due in about a week and a half.
yeah, yeah.
We
So we're
think.
on pig watch. We think if she, so we're going by the day we introduced her to Bob, and just going from there, so that we'll be on pig watch. And so that due date was the 13th of April. Will be 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days from when she met Bob, and she probably was not bred that day, but
we think she was a few days after.
yes, within a few days.
We're pretty sure that she was bred within a few
So
days. But
we can at least be on pig watch for her. She pigged out last time like a dream all by herself in the trailer when we picked her up. But yeah, so yeah, it's kind of it's busy on the homestead right now, but we're on baby watch for a lot of things. Miriam and her kids, we hope to, if it's not raining and storming too bad on Tuesday, we hope to go to the sale with them, and that'll be less animals to care for in this busy
they actually
time.
belong to our daughter. And
They
I think
do.
she could use the cash.
Yeah, she could use the cash.
And we're kind of wanting to phase out the goats. That was the plan a while ago, but we knew she was close to kidding, so we waited to get more income off of her when we got rid of her. And we are going to start with sheep at some point instead of goats, but right now it's just hogs and cattle and chickens for us.
And our land management plan, the goats just don't fit. So sheep are our next. They'll be a good companion animal to graze with the cattle. And the goats, we just don't have that much brush that goats are good with. And
the hair sheep will eat a lot of the same things the goats will, but they eat more
weedy
weeds and
stuff.
grass and less browse.
Yeah.
But they will eat some of that. And hair sheep are a little easier on fences.
Yeah.
A little easier parasite management and some things like that. So we think they'll fit our better, and they still make a pretty good profit. Their lamb production's a little bit higher than the kid production on the boar goats. So that's kind of our plan eventually. Right now, we do pretty good with pigs and cattle.
We do really good with pigs and cattle. They make the largest income from the homestead at this point. And then right behind it would be milk and eggs, or chickens, and then chickens, and then milk. So milk will be back into production in June, and we'll have fresh milk again. She's due to calve May 30th, and we will start milking. I don't know, a week. Is it a week or so many days after she calves?
Oh, it's usually a week or two. Just depends. We'll just watch the calf and it takes 5 or 6 days for it to quit making colostrum, but we're gonna watch the calf, make sure he's getting what he needs, and then we'll start. And we may try to graft another calf in there right after she calves. We got a couple of calves we're bottle feeding still.
Right. So Frosty and
fixing to wean them.
Yes, Frosty and I lost
Howdy.
Howdy, yeah. I lost his name. It went blank. But Frosty and Howdy, they're doing really, really good. I'll get you an update on everybody. Just got to get everybody caught up with what's going on with the animals and what's going on with the homestead. It's been a busy, busy time, and it's a busy time right now. So it's hard to keep the conversation going when there's anybody watching it, because usually you run with the you run with your live chat, your chat.
Yeah, our timing is what.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It gets us used to the camera again, used to visiting with y'all, and there'll be people that'll watch the replay, and so we want to make it good for them as well. Chickens are laying eggs. Mr. Paul, when he was farm sitting for us when we took our trip, he caught an egg eater, and so she was taken care of, and she's no longer eating eggs. And then I've caught 3 more egg eaters, and we haven't done chores tonight to see how we're doing. I've caught 4 more. I've got 4 more egg eaters. So that's part of why our egg production was down. And we knew it was. We were just trying to figure out who it was doing it, and just our timing was always off to get in there and see who was doing it. But now they have egg on their face, and truly do have egg on their face, and that tells me who's doing it. So so they all are in isolation, and if they're good egg layers and they don't eat their own egg, I may just keep them separate from the flock and put them in a mobile pen. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how that goes, and get them. They can go on grass and still get their free ranging, but they won't be where they can destroy the other chickens' eggs, because that's hard. Eggs are a good income right now, and a good share. We like to share eggs as well with our friends and neighbors, and yeah, we do. So we are. Hello, thanks for joining us, and if you're back, thanks for coming back. And I hope everybody's having a blessed Easter and having fun with their family on this Resurrection Sunday. So yeah, we got about a little over like 12 minutes left in the live. But yeah, we are just trying to get caught up and trying to get spring going. Gardens are getting tilled. We're gonna plant some garden this week. And I know this is a recap for some of you guys, but yeah, just busy. And I know everybody's busy too. And update on the pickup, we are still waiting for a motor. Still waiting for a motor. We've been on a list for a motor for a while, and we're still waiting. Evidently, that is a very popular motor, and a very one that goes out a lot and has to be rebuilt.
So we're kind of looking at other places now.
Hopefully we can find one, and we're trying to make sure we get one that's. We want a rebuilt one or remanufactured one, or even the new ones they're not producing right now, and so we are hoping to find one that's been rebuilt. We really don't want one that has very many miles on it if it's not rebuilt. So, and that, it's an older pickup, so it's kind of hard to find for it. Yeah, find a used one that's not high mileage.
But we'll find one.
We will.
I think we found one.
Did you? Yeah, we just got a call. Got to call and check on it.
Make sure it's there.
Yeah.
We may end up doing that.
Yeah.
We're gonna call GM this week and see what they sell one for.
Okay.
And compare that. If it's just a few $100 difference, well, that's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So lots to do there. We've spoken to somebody who might be interested in buying Howdy and Frosty. We'll see if it gets on his time. And so lots of animals coming onto the farm, lots of animals going out. We don't have any broody hens at this point to set eggs. And we probably won't set eggs because our plan, we don't know. We keep debating and kicking around whether or not we're going to start a new flock. We do have a lot of older hens. We do need to go through our flock. That's going to be the list is endless on a homestead of what you've got to do to upkeep and animal management and husbandry. And Gary's got to stand up a minute. Hope you guys don't mind. But yeah, that's busy time.
I hope the 0 people on here don't.
Yeah, there'll be people watching the recap. So yeah, but that's life right now. Busy. Gary's ranching with a friend of his and still doing some carpentry work and then yeah, and we
building
have
fence,
building
and
fence,
partner on some
cattle,
stalkers, and I help the guy ranch some, and I help him do some construction and fence building stuff. We're doing some carpenter work on our own for, kind of self-employed on that. And we've got the gardens and the farm, and
yeah. So we're keeping busy. We're keeping really busy, and yeah, but and we're excited for new babies. Little Mama will be pigging soon, and we're excited for that. And then, and not quite 2 months, we will hopefully have a calf, maybe 2 if we can find one to put on her. See if she'll graft a calf on with Freedom. Freedom's doing great. She's out to pasture with Tatanka and Gertrude. Gertrude's growing like a weed. She's just a feisty little thing. And Freedom still has to come up to the fence for her pets and loves. She still's got to be loved on. She thinks she's a pet. And she did a crazy thing the other day, and I wish I got it on video. But when our neighbors were burning the pasture to the northeast of us and they came to stage, I had to get Saddle, our hound dog, caught up. And when I was hollering at him, I was watching her because she bellered at me. And Freedom went and gathered Gertrude and Tatanka up and pushed them into the pen, the catch pen. She pushed them into the catch pen where we feed them. And that was just the strangest thing. I'd never seen a cow gather. And she did. She gathered them up. And I don't know why, because normally if it's feeding time, which it wasn't feeding time, and you holler at them,
she just runs up.
She runs up there first to be the glutton and get all the feed before the other 2 get there. But so it was kind of odd to see. But of course, I didn't have my phone or a camera with me. I was just trying to make sure I got Saddle caught up. But yeah, he is having fun having the run of the homestead.
Yeah,
our hound dog.
We kept him on a chain when we weren't around and stuff, and when we weren't hunting with him and stuff. We kept him on a chain for like 8 years. And he's got a big old neck and a little bitty head. And after 8 years of being on a chain, he figured out that his head was smaller than his neck, and he could pull out of his collar. And now we can't keep him anywhere.
And we only did that to keep him safe, because he'll climb or dig out of anything we've put him in. And we're right there on the highway, and we did not want him getting run over. And so he wasn't on there all the time. He was, and but now we can't keep him in anything. He can climb out of any pen that we put him in, or dig out. And he busted at the chicken brooder, busted out of there.
Hi, y'all. If you're on here, just on here, come leave a comment.
Yep, say hi. Hi. Got 3 folks in here. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We've just got about 6 minutes left in our live. But yeah, so he's a good dog. He's a sweet dog. I just really worry about him getting injured, but you do what you can do. We even bought him a harness and put it on him, and I put it on him, and he beat me to the house. He was out of it by the time I could walk from his area to the house. He was out of it. So yeah, and I don't know if y'all have ever had a dog that climbs, but he climbs. I don't know how tall that kennel is, but he can climb it. It's pretty tall. But 8 or 10 feet. But he climbs over it. But which has caused some problems with his teeth. So just trying to be responsible and take care of him. And he's a good dog, really good dog. We like him. He's a dog we inherited. You know, the kids get dogs and then the kids move away from home and
leave the dog.
and leave the dogs. So we have we have hounds. We have that mountain cur hound, and then we have a beagle hound. And the beagle is a really sweet little girl, Maddie, and so the hound is 9 years old. Yeah, the hound's 9. The mountain cur hound is 9 years old, and then the beagle hound is 5 years old. I think she's 5 years old.
Yeah, that mountain cur, that's getting old for them.
Yes.
They don't live a long time.
No.
They're very active, very stout dogs.
And he can run.
Oh,
he
yeah,
can run. Oh my goodness, he's run. We take evening walks whenever we can, and go down a low maintenance road near our house.
It makes half-mile circles.
Oh, he is
big long circles.
Yeah. And there's no risk of him getting hit by anything or causing any problems. There's no cattle in the pastures. Pastures
he's
right
not
now.
A cow chaser.
No, he's not a cow chaser.
He might chase a coyote and get himself in a bind. We'll see. But
that's been my fear, because the coyotes they cross the road just south of us and just north. The closest place they cross is just north of us. And one actually got hit on the highway the other day, one of the coyotes. And that night, it sounded like the coyotes were in the yard, them hollering and stuff. It was bad. I don't know, but I think it might have been the mama to those babies that got hit. And they were just yipping and locating and stuff. They just sounded like they were right there. And it's that time to open up the house, get the windows open and the wind moving through the house, and get everything aired out. So I love spring. The flowers and all. And
well, it's going to be time for us to get off here in just a minute.
It is.
Get off here early.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. And we pray you have a blessed week. And we hope to see you here next week at 5 p.m. Central Time at Pathways Homestead on YouTube on Sundays. So Sunday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Y'all have a blessed day and good night.